With there being about 10 confirmed upcoming killers in Forsaken that I'm aware of, I thought I'd compile a little video for you guys explaining each one to the best I can. If I miss any important details, I'd love to hear them down below, and without much further ado, let's begin with the killer that's confirmed next on the roster. One of the most infamous and earliest Roblox myths, even having some consider him to be the oldest myth ever, Noli was first documented in 2010, when user Yale University created a forum post explaining that typing Noli into the Roblox search bar would cause a user profile with the same name to appear as a question mark icon. Trying to access it would send you back to the home page mysteriously. Most would suspect that whatever Noli was could be a hacker or some sort of glitched account. Some even thought he could be closely affiliated with 1x1x1x1 with the intent to completely destroy Roblox. Noli doesn't actually have a real appearance, but most interpretations depict him as a male Robloxian, with his signature Void Star accessory being the center of his void-like powers or influence. Because of Noli's infamy, he began to appear as a sort of cult icon, with two particular myth cults being made to praise or revere him: the Cole family and the Void cult. The Cole family was a fairly short-lived group that seemed dedicated to resurrecting Noli, and was most prominent in a video by Flamingo. There was a timer in their game that supposedly was counting down to Noli's return, though it ended up not really doing anything. The Void cult is a much larger group, described as a persistent group of formerly regular Robloxians who believe Noli to be a once-dead Roblox admin that ascended to a higher form of existence. Besides all these myths, Noli's real account was terminated before anything could actually be truly confirmed, so I guess we'll never really know what his deal was. Jeff the Killer is a very well-known 2009 creepypasta slasher that you're most likely familiar with. Once a normal kid, Jeffrey Woods was bullied relentlessly until a chaotic fight with some bullies led to his body being completely drenched in bleach and set on fire. Somehow surviving, Jeff goes completely nuts and deforms his face, carving a large smile into it, before killing his family and stuff. Similar to Jason, I'm gonna assume this version of Jeff is from the old Roblox game Survive and Kill the Killers in Area 51. A fairly old Roblox creepypasta that begun as a legend since the creation of Guests, but became especially more popular from Oblivious HD's YouTube series about the guy. Guest 666 is depicted in the series as a pretty normal looking guest, except he has a pitch black body and spooky red eyes. His design in Forsaken, though, is very, very different. The story goes that he's a guest with abnormal abilities, such as admin commands or chatting in a game, which guests back then couldn't do. It was speculated that he was a demon or some kind of hacker, and most would agree that he had evil or malicious intent with his game-breaking abilities. The myth unfortunately fell off after the removal of guests in 2017, though. Azer is an upcoming original killer with pretty limited information at the moment. He had some kind of important relationship with Two Time in the past, as seen in this epic lore drop photo, though something pretty bad must have happened, resulting in the two being split up. The file name for the photo also being, I Know You'll Never Forgive Me.
I don't know what any of this shit is.
A very strange addition to the roster. The KoolAid Killer, or KoolAid Killer, is a killer who originates from an old YouTube video of the KoolAid Man ruthlessly slaughtering anyone who doesn't drink Kool-Aid. He himself looks like the original KoolAid Man, but has clearly gone to the gym more and has a much freakier face. In 2011, a Roblox game of the serial killer KoolAid Man was made, which is likely where the Forsaken version is based from. This killer is likely based on the former Roblox super moderator Mr. Doombringer, a guy who moderated a great amount of the game during the early days. He has Mr. Doombringer's signature Doombringer's Doombringer hat, as well as a large banhammer to moderate and squash any survivors. It's also likely that he has a good amount of control over whichever realm Forsaken takes place, and doesn't appreciate the survivors trying to avoid their fate. I genuinely don't know anything about this killer. This is their design, looks cool as hell, but I got nothing. There's really not too much information about them, for now.
A bomb factory. They're bomb.
The Bomber is an upcoming killer based off the hit Roblox game Super Bomb Survival, one that even I used to play a bunch back then. The gameplay involves you and other players trying to survive and avoid a variety of explosives raining from the sky. The Bomber's design resembles Polyhex's avatar, the user who made the original game, and the guy who's shown throwing the bombs in a lot of the game's art. I'm assuming the Bomber's gameplay will involve zoning and ranged AoE abilities. Similar to Jeff, Slender Man is a very well-known creepypasta icon that will make an appearance in Forsaken in a future update. Many know him as a very tall, obviously slim figure with a purely white face and contrasting black suit. He was first documented in 2009 in a forum showing old photos of children with Slendy creepily in the background. He's typically associated with mysterious disappearances, stalking humans, and leaving pretty badly drawn pages around dark forests. Not only was Slender Man a popular character in Survive and Kill the Killers in Area 51, but he also had a pretty big horror game centered around him called Stop It Slender, based off a Gmod map with the same name. Somebody I basically already talked about in another video, 2011X, also better known as Sonic.exe, is an interdimensional, all-powerful, malevolent deity that takes the form of Sonic the Hedgehog. He takes great joy in tormenting humans by trapping them in the game he wishes to possess. Using it as a place to toy with their souls, his association with Forsaken and Roblox in general is through the game Sonic.exe The Disaster, a similar survival multiplayer game where you either play a survivor with 6 others, or a killer with the goal of wiping everyone out.